First of all, I do want to do a quick follow-up on the teacher incentives. So if you are in a district and you were one of the recipients for all of those packages to go to, just know that as of now, Lakeshore is saying that all of the packets have been mailed out unless you had an age group of a teacher who served 0 through 3. So if you had home visitors that served 0 through 3, or if you had staff in your child care center or your location that you identified as a teacher who worked from 0 to 3, those packets are waiting for one more item. And it's kind of a really important item that we want them to have. So we're waiting on that instead of substituting for it because we really want you to have it. So as soon as that comes in, they will ship all of those materials together. So I think the only thing communities should be missing are those 0 to 3 multi-age packets, whether you're a home visitor or if you work within a school with 0 to 3 was identified when you did your list to me. If you haven't, if you have not sent in your packing slips, make sure that those packing slips are being sent in to me. Scan them, take a digital photo, whatever is the easiest, and get those in. Any questions on those materials? Anything on that? Okay, and then just for update on what we are going to do in the next month or so, I will be completing an audit at all of the Ready Rosie classrooms here by the end of this week. I will be determining which classrooms are using it as far as getting a classroom set up and which classrooms have done nothing. So if there is no activity on a classroom that was established underneath your district, then it will be put on a list of no activity. Once that list is compiled, it will be sent back out to district managers and it'll say, these are the classrooms we identified. You'll have an opportunity to reach out to them, provide them support to get them to get a classroom signed up. If they say we're just not interested, it's not going to happen, or if they still make no progress, then you will have the opportunity within your district to fill that spot and they will be removed. So then we will work through that process of allowing you then to make those connections with some programs that maybe wanted to get in on this when we first started, but then didn't get the opportunity because we filled all 400 classrooms. So if we take those classrooms off that are not using it and put it in with your own district classrooms, we allow you that chance first. If we still have open positions, then we will open it up to outside districts to add more if they want more spots than what they can fill with the changes. Does that make sense? Okay. And then what we will do is after that, after we've confirmed if there's any changes, any additions, they'll get an opportunity to get classrooms signed up. We'll do another quick audit, and if we will start determining, again, like we did with the last incentives, you will get a list of those teachers that I identified that are in their classrooms that are using the program. You'll check back with me, say, yeah, they all match up. And then what we will do is send out applications for each of those programs, or if you're the only program, to fill out to us to apply for either a Walmart gift card or a Lakeshore gift card. We won't know the value yet till we know how many classrooms are actually eligible for the incentive. I'm going to say it's going to be anywhere from $50 to $90. So say, April, you have a child care center that has 5 teachers that would qualify, 5 classrooms. They would pick, do they want a Walmart card or a Lakeshore card? And then they would tell us what they want to use it for. So will that be for classroom materials to supplement Ready Rosie, or will those be materials that they want to purchase to send home to parents to supplement learning at home with Ready Rosie? And then we would like them to identify at least 2 videos that they'll use with the materials they're going to get with Lakeshore or Walmart. So we just want to give you the opportunity to be a little more creative with what you can do, because we did hear from many people that they wanted to provide things for parents but didn't have the funds to do so. So maybe this would be an opportunity for those classroom teachers then to purchase some things to send home, be mindful of what they want to have those parents do, or caregivers do with those materials, and research a little bit of, get them involved on the Ready Rosie site, research some videos so that when those materials do get sent home, they're sent home intentionally with some videos to go with it. So that will be our next incentive. We want that all done by April 30th because that's our contract will end. The PDG ends April 30th. We'll start over May 1st for Ready Rosie. Close your ears if you're doing anything else with PDG, but for Ready Rosie, that contract ends April 30th. So that is what's anticipated. Any questions on that or any input on that? What do you think? Do you see that as something that would be because it's not set in stone and we can always change those parameters of that. We were just kind of thinking how we could best fit. Every program is a little different on how they want to do things. Nope. Okay. Good. You guys are just agreeable today, or everybody's just exhausted from Monday. Could be both. So next, I just want to have Teddy take over. I know we had some conversations about how to utilize some of those Ready Rosie videos in the classroom for teaching experiences. Some of you, I don't know, Teddy, do they all get that administrator newsletter from Ready Rosie like I do?
They're supposed to, but you know, it's just like everybody, all of your teachers should be saying too, I mean, should be getting the Ready Rosie teacher newsletter that I send out that goes out the third Thursday. So you might just kind of check with your teachers and see if they're getting it. If you're not getting the admin newsletter, if you don't remember getting an admin newsletter that comes out monthly, I think it comes out the second week of the month. Check your spam folder, and if you still don't have it, let me know, because you should be on the list, but I'm not sure exactly who updates that list. I know it does get updated, but I don't know who that person is, but I can double check and make sure that you are on that list. So double check. And then the Ready Teacher one would come from me for your teachers. So
yeah, because the last one we got did refer to this actual subject. So I don't know if anybody had a chance to kind of click on the links that they provided, but if you did it, now's your opportunity to learn about it, because we're going to let Teddy take it from here, and I'm going to make sure that you have share screen ability.
Yeah. Perfect. Well, I appreciate you guys logging on a Monday at 4. I have been on Zooms all day, and everybody, even from my very first one early this morning, everybody has signed on looking tired. So I don't know if we just all had crazy weekends. I mean, I know I didn't, but for some reason, it's just, I don't know, it's just a weird Monday. So I'm just going to highlight some of the videos and then just really open it up for discussion. From where I sit, so many of them just seem like natural. Oh my gosh, that could easily be done in a classroom, or even particularly Zoom if you guys are doing virtual, virtual lessons. And I was kind of, for this afternoon, I was kind of thinking along the lines of virtual, but obviously any of them can be, just done as is in the classroom. If you are looking for, well, the easiest thing to do is to put your filter on anywhere, because those are going to be, most of the activities that aren't going to require, you to be in a certain place or anything like that. Like, it's not going to be grocery store kind of things. And so you can filter by anywhere, and then, by your age group, however you want to do that. So just a couple that, y'all are going to have to unmute yourselves and play along with me. Just be glad that I didn't decide to do, red light, green light with you this afternoon. So it could be worse. So I want to first show, it helps if I can spell. I always leave the H out of rhyming purse. So the first one is rhyming purse, and we'll just watch a little bit of it, and then I'll just show you how, how you can obviously adapt it or use it in your classroom. Oh, wait.
While we're waiting, I thought we would play a game. And this game, we get to use my purse. I know you always want to dig around in my purse, and you actually get the chance to do that. Does that sound like fun? This game is called Rhyming Purse. Do you know what rhyming means? Rhyming is when two words sound the same at the end. So I'm going to describe a word, or I'm going to tell you a word, and you need to look for something in my purse that rhymes with my word, okay? Let's try it. For example, if I say, I see something in my purse that rhymes with peas, Do you see something that rhymes with peas? And I use it to drive the car.
Key.
Keys. So
I hold it.
yes, keys and peas rhyme. Don't press any buttons though. Okay, you want to try it again? Okay, I see something in my purse that rhymes with bone. And we talk on it. Bone, it rhymes with bone, and we talk.
Bone.
Bone,
Bone.
bone. They sound the same at the end. Okay. This one's gonna be a little bit harder. You ready? Ready? I see something that rhymes with honey. Look in my purse. It rhymes with honey. And we use it to pay when we go shopping. Look in the outside pocket. What's this?
Money.
Money. Money, honey.
I
They
hold
sound
it.
the same at the end. You can hold it, but you can't spin.
All right, so that's obviously, you know, an easy game to adapt. And so if you're going to be doing it in your classroom, of course, you can have your big giant, you know, bag full of things that, you know, you want them to rhyme. You can have individual children come up and look in the bag, you know, like Evie is doing, or if you're doing it virtually and you want the whole class to be able to participate, I've done it a whole group just by putting the things in a Ziploc bag, you know. And so, and then if you're doing it virtually, you just hold it up and you say, you know, there's something in my bag that rhymes with men. Who sees what it might be? What's in my bag that rhymes with men? Come on, somebody. Rhymes with men.
Pen.
Who said pen?
Katie.
Yay, yay, yay. That's right. And so then you would obviously say men, pen. All right, let's do one more to make sure you guys have the concept. This one's going to be harder. What is in my bag that rhymes with sick?
Lipstick.
Lipstick. Of course, I don't think most people, I don't think anybody wears lipstick anymore except for me. But anyway, so that might be one of those things that they're like, what's that? So anyways, but that's an easy thing. And if you are in person, your assistant could watch the video. You wouldn't even have to watch the video with your, you know, with the students. Your assistant could watch the video and then do the activity with the children. You could be large group, small group. So gosh, if we were in person, I'd be passing out stickers to you guys who got the right answer. All right, let's go to another one. And this one actually I have done while doing a family workshop, just to kind of model how to do it. And this one is Pantry Talk. We'll just watch the first little bit of it.
Okay, little buddy, while I load the dishwasher, I want you to play a game with me, okay? We're going to play a game where we describe items out of our pantry, okay? So look, I have 4 items here out of the pantry. I have peanut butter, it's brown, it's smooth, and it's in a jar. I have quinoa. It's hard and crunchy right now, but when you cook it, it gets soft. There's like hundreds of little pieces of quinoa in this green box. And then I have some tomatoes. They are in a metal can, and they are red and soft, and there's juice inside that metal can. And then I have some bread. The bread comes in slices, and it's soft, and it's yummy to eat, and it's white, okay? So listen, we're gonna play a game. I'm going to describe an object to you, and you need to guess what it is. So you're gonna close your eyes. I'm going to describe it, and you guess. Are you ready? Okay. Close your eyes. Okay. There are hundreds of little pieces of this in a green box. They are crunchy, but after I cook them, they are soft. What am I describing?
Quinoa.
That's right, quinoa. Okay, you want to do it? Okay, I'm going to close my eyes, and you describe one of these objects to me, okay?
Okay. It moves in the pantry. It's soft and it's smooth.
Okay, it's soft and smooth and out of the pantry. Is
Uh-huh.
that peanut butter?
Uh-huh.
Yes. You want to do another one?
All right, so he goes on and describes them. So I have two things here from my pantry. Actually, this was my snack that I was munching on before I logged on. And I'm going to describe one of them, and you're going to figure out which one I'm describing. So here it is. It is round, kind of round and a little rough. And I don't like to eat it by itself because it's real sour. What am I describing?
The lemon.
The lemon, yay, Katie, you're on a roll. All right, now here's the hard part. And then, you know, I would do another one. I want each of you all to grab something that is close right there so you don't have to go get something out of the pantry. Just grab something that's right by you. Everybody have something? All right. And hold it up by your camera so we can all see it. All right, everybody have it up there? Okay. Now, I want someone to volunteer and just know that you're getting virtual stickers. Who wants to be the person that's going to describe one of the things that we're holding up? I guess you could describe yours too, but describe one of the things that someone is holding up. Who wants to be our person to describe? No, you all can't have a turn. We just need one person.
I'll describe, and I will describe Nicole's.
Oh, you're not supposed to say who you're describing. Pick somebody else. We're going to guess who you're describing.
I ruined it.
I
Okay.
was not clear on my instructions. So pick
Nicole,
something.
you have to find something else now.
That's right. So describe something that someone is holding up and we're
Okay.
going to guess what
Let
you're
me look.
describing.
Let me look. Well, let's see. All right. It's pink. It has a button that you push to move an arrow around on a computer, and it slides on a pad, and a lot of people would have it next to their computer when they're looking for things.
Ooh, who thinks they know? Anybody know what's being described? Or do you think she's describing your item?
April's mouse.
April's mouse, yeah.
April's mouse. Okay. And so I've actually had the kids get something and hold it up. And then we just rotate describing and they have to guess. And they're much better guessers than you guys are at guessing whose item that is. Again, they can bring something from home, in a bag or whatever, and they can describe it. And the class, if you're in person, can try to figure out what it is. Or you can put all the things in a circle, or if you're in a small group and they describe it, and you do it first, and then you do that gradual release to where then they can describe it. But it works really, really well, for a Zoom lesson. So that was pantry talk. All right. Just one more kind of in the language literacy, and then we'll switch. This one is listening for sounds. And I'm just doing them by title search because it's easier than going and filtering and all that kind of stuff. This one, the sequence of sounds is good too, where it just takes a little bit longer to get into it. So that's why I wasn't showing that one, but she'll do like the tapping on the carpet and then clapping, and he has to say what she did first, and then what sound she did second. And so that's a real easy one to do. But this one is just, I love this one because it really is at that bottom level of that critical listening, where they're just listening to the sounds they hear. And so you know, obviously you can do it outside. I've done it in the classroom where everybody just kind of lays down and just listens, you know, for the sounds that they hear. So let's just watch this for a minute.
Shauna, I had so much fun playing at the park with you today. Well, let's take a break, okay?
Okay.
So what part of your body do you use to listen with?
My ear.
Yes, your ears. That's right. And do you know another part of your body that helps you to listen?
No.
Your brain. Well, let's close our eyes and let's listen to some sounds that we hear, okay?
Okay.
Tell me what you hear.
I hear a bird.
You hear a bird? I hear it too. And I hear some cars driving by. Open your eyes. Ayana, you just did what good listeners do. They use their ears and their brains to listen for sounds. Now let's close our eyes again to listen to.
All right, so how hard is that? And again, it's very, very easy to do in the classroom where everybody just sits and closes their eyes and then listens, you know, and says, I hear this, I hear that. So we're going to do it virtually. I want everybody to unmute themselves. Of course, we're probably all, you know, we've banished everyone in our house and our dogs outside and, you know, everything so they can't make any noise, but everybody unmute yourselves. And just listen for just a minute for the sounds that you hear. I'm going to give you about 30 seconds just to listen, and then we'll report what we hear while we're listening. Okay? All right. That was perfect. So what were some of the things that you heard?
Young children laughing.
All right, young children laughing. Yep. I could hear my dogs going back and forth in the hallway. Luckily, they aren't so loud that everybody else can't hear them. But what else did people hear as they were listening?
I can hear my 2-year-old throwing a fit in the next room.
All right, what else? Anybody else hear anything?
I can hear the TV in the background in the room next door to me.
Okay, all right. And guys, you know, that seems like such a silly, pointless game. But again, when we think about the young children with whom we're working, laying the foundation for older skills, this critical listening, games like this, really, really impact their spelling. Because when we do critical listening and they learn to really listen to those specific sounds, like the hum of the air conditioner or, you know, things like that, the birds, then when they get into kindergarten and first grade and they start learning how to segment words and listening for sounds in words, when they get into spelling and they're having to spell words like jump, I don't know if you all have children of your own or you've seen children where they write jump or bump and they leave the M out. It's J-U-P. And it's more often than not is because they don't have that critical listening skill of listening to the individual sounds in words. And so a game just as silly as that really impacts them later on down the road. And it's a great calming down thing too, for when you come in from outside, maybe not right now with y'all's weather, but you know, when you're just trying to, you know, calm them down, just, you know, have everybody, you know, stretch out, close your eyes and just listen, and then start, you know, reporting on the sounds that they hear. So that's an easy one to do. And then even do it, you know, virtually. One year I was doing it while I was still in the classroom, and the teacher a couple doors down was getting angry. And so I was like, oh, no, stop. Because when we started saying, what did you hear? They were like, well, we heard Mrs. So-and-so yelling. You know, I was like, Yeah, we didn't want to hear that. We wanted to hear the air conditioning and, you know, all those other sounds. So you might want to pick your times of doing that activity. All right, let's go to a math one. And this one is very, very, very easy. Again, you can do it anywhere, and it doesn't take any supplies. And I also think some of these are good just transition activities when you're moving from one place to another.
Ava, can you show me how old you are with your fingers without counting? 5. How did you know that?
Because I turned 5 months ago.
Okay. How old is your brother? Can you show me with your fingers?
3.
Yes, 3. Great job. I'm going to show you some fingers, and can you tell me what numbers these are?
4.
4. Great.
2.
Good.
3.
Good. Okay, I'm going to make it a little bit harder.
6.
6. Great job. One more.
7.
7. Good job. Okay, Ava, can you show me some numbers with your hands, and I will tell you what those numbers are.
Okay.
6. Good job. Show me another one. 8. How about one more?
10.
10, 20, 30. You did a great job showing me numbers without counting. Very
And obviously, you know, you can do that. The thing I like about that activity is if you're sitting at circle time and you're waiting for everybody to come back, or, you know, kids are coming in, or they're going to get their backpacks to go home, and you still have some with you on at circle time on the carpet, but you've got some, you know, going and getting your backpack. That is an easy game to play right there that reinforces, you know, that quick counting with our eyes that lays the foundation for manyness with numbers that they can just see. That's 3 without having to go 1, 2, 3, those kinds of things. We won't play that because I'm almost certain that all of us would need, it would be very hard to represent our age with just our 2 hands, or at least my age would be hard to do. But I think you guys can see how easy that is to, you know, to do either virtually, and again, gradually releasing it to where you might say, you know, how many fingers am I holding up? All right, now, Shauna, it's your turn, and we're going to guess. And then, you know, you pick someone to show us how many fingers they're holding up. So the last one with math that I just think is really easy, and we could, you know, spend all afternoon and evening, but I figure you guys have some other things to do. That is easy to do, again, is this one on Guess My Shape. We'll just watch the beginning of it real quickly.
So let's figure out a guessing game that we can do. Because you're learning your shapes really good these days. So I think I want to make a game out of shapes. All right. So if I said, what shape am I? I'm round and I have no corners. What shape do you think I am? A circle. So good. Okay. All right. Let's see. I have 4 sides. 2 sides are long and 2 sides are short. What am I? A rectangle. That's good. Very good. Okay. Now, here's one that's kind of tricky. Okay, think of your sandwich. When I make a sandwich for lunch, what shape is your sandwich in? Before I cut it, when I just make a square, and you like yours cut from corner to corner. When I cut your sandwich, what shape does the square become? A triangle. A triangle. You love your sandwich cut into triangles. Okay. Can you think of a shape and get me to guess what it is? Think of a shape. And then see if I can guess what it is. I have 3 points. Yeah. And 3 sides of 1 foot. 1 side of 1 of
All right, so again, you can do that anywhere. You can do it virtually. You can do it in the classroom. You can do it at a transition time. You also, to lend more support, you know, if you're in the classroom, you could have the cutouts there of the actual shapes and describe it so there's that level of support. If you're doing it virtually, of course, you can always, let me make sure I'm in front of the camera here. Oops, yeah. You could hold it up to your screen and say, what shape am I describing? I have no straight sides. I have no corners. I have no points. What shape am I? Anybody?
Circle.
Circle, yay. Yay. I thought maybe we were going to have to go back and do some remediation on shapes again, a little I didn't do a reteach review, so that was on me. So anyway, again, easy thing to do. The last one for that I'll just show you, and then I'm going to open it up for you guys for questions and things, is this one. And again, whoops, for oral language, let's get this going here.
Hey, Mama, you want to see some pictures? Let's go do some pictures, okay? Who's that?
Me.
That's you?
Yeah.
And who's that behind you? Who's that?
Me.
What was y'all doing?
What?
Y'all was playing? What else y'all was doing? Y'all was on the slide? Oh, let's think of some more pictures, okay? Ooh, who is that?
That you.
And who is that?
Vajaya.
And who is that?
Me.
What were we doing?
Eat.
We was eating.
Yeah.
Look at this one. Oh, this is everybody. Who's that one?
You.
And who's that?
Me.
And who is that right behind you?
Vajaya.
And who is that?
Waya.
And who is that?
Gigi.
And who is that?
Mommy.
Oh, there go Mommy. And what are we eating?
Pizza.
We eating pizza. Why are we eating pizza? Because why?
You eating pizza.
Why are we eating pizza?
When you take on it.
Oh, we having fun?
They're eating pizza because you should have pizza once a week in my book. But again, we know that for oral language, you know, just looking at a picture that's familiar to them starts building that oral development or that oral language development. And when they can just point and identify things, you know, that's me, that's Mommy, that's you, that's pizza, that's, you know, all that's the beginning, just labeling. And then as they grow, then they can create a whole story about, oh, that was you, and oh, and I remember when da-da-da-da-da, but they can't get to that storytelling part, which then, you know, lays the foundation for writing and reading and all that stuff, if they can't just label and identify pictures. And so, of course, you know, children can bring in a picture, you know, you can say, send in a family picture or whatever, and let them take turns talking about their picture. Again, just identifying the people in the picture depending on the age, or, you know, telling what was going on. And again, if you're virtual, then just have everybody grab their parent's phone. Hopefully their parent is somewhere nearby and can, you know, just pull up a picture on their phone, and then have them take turns holding it up to the camera, and then just, you know, just describe the picture to the group. And so this was a picture that was taken with two of my grandchildren and my daughter-in-law right before Christmas, and I had the great idea to make Christmas cookies. And you can see the absurd colors that we were using because I couldn't find traditional colors in you know, last minute at the grocery store. So we were using pink and turquoise and some other horrible color, and I've never done decorating cookies before. And so it was a hot mess. We took their shirts off because they had it all over themselves. And so you model describing that picture and sharing it with the group. And then again, you do that gradual release where a child then gets to hold their picture up, and describe their picture. And then of course you as the teacher knows, like the dad was doing, to say, if they're like, this was cookies, me, cousin, that very, very beginning level of language, you guys know how to ask those questions to draw that language out of them. And so I said, I think this would be great to do with the classroom teachers for one of their training calls. So anyway, there are so many videos that lend themselves, so easily for the classroom. So many of our emotional, social and emotional learning ones. I particularly like the emotion meter. I have just a couple more minutes left in my time slot, so let me just share it real quickly, which I think circle time, that beginning time, is so important for building community and teaching kindness and empathy, those social and emotional skills that we know have to be in place for children to be successful. So let's look at this.
You know how we all feel emotions at different levels? So, sometimes we feel a little bit of happiness. It's like a 1. But sometimes we are so happy we're bursting. That would be a 10. So it's like a scale. We start on a 1, and then as our emotions grow, they get bigger. They get a little more, we can feel the intensity more. So what I want to do is I want to do different little scenarios with you guys where you put your hands behind your back and I'll tell you a scenario. And then in that scenario, you will tell me what your emotion is. So you could be sad, you could be happy, you could be frustrated. What else? Dumb, silly. Sometimes that's an emotion sometimes. Let's see. So if I tell you your scenario, you're going to tell me your emotion, and then you're going to show me what you feel. So let's put our hands behind our back, and let's think of, so it is your birthday, and you wake up, and no one remembers it's your birthday. How do you feel? Tell me your emotion.
Very, very sad.
Sad.
Angry.
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 Angry. Okay, go. You feel a little sadness? Oh, a lot of sadness. Okay, okay, okay. And I came out with this, but I think it'd be about an 8. So when you feel an emotion like anger, such a high intensity, so big, what can we do to bring that down? That anger to maybe, lower it. Let's go to an 8 or a 6.
We could manage our emotions.
Okay. How do we manage our emotions, guys?
We can breathe.
Okay, yes, I like that. Royce, do you have an idea?
We can ask someone something to make us feel better.
Okay, so maybe if you came and talked to mom a little bit and we talked through our emotions and you explained why you felt so angry. Okay, those are all good. What about, a lot of times you talk about finding things to be thankful for. So, like we said, you woke up on your birthday and, oh no, everybody forgot. But are there still things that you can be thankful for?
You're still born.
Yes.
You know that. You still turn into you still turn like 7 or 6 or 8.
You still grow up 1 year, you get 1 year of age that day.
All right, and so again, during that morning meeting time or circle time, or even, via Zoom, if you have that collective community time, and using scenarios of, I think the birthday is a good one because, everybody, can relate to birthdays, but also you're working in a center and someone takes your toy. You know, how would you feel? Would you be, you know, angry, mad, you know, what? And then what's that level of intensity? And then what are some ways to work through that? So those are just some quick examples. And I know that you guys, as you know, use Ready Rosie more, you'll start thinking, it's kind of like the snowball starts rolling. And as you watch, you'll think, oh, this is easy to use in the classroom, or I can use this easily on Zoom. So just wanted to share, give you all a couple little ideas. All right, Shauna?
Does anybody have any questions or anything that you want to add on to this? One thing I do want to know is how many of you, and I'm not sure how many are actually in the classroom, because I know a few of you are just district managers and not actually in the classroom, but maybe you know this on behalf of some of your classrooms, have actual iPads or some type of tablet that they have access to these Ready Rosie videos within the classroom.
I do.
Angela, do you use them at home? Do you have a device to use them at home? Megan, do you guys do this, tablets?
We have tablets, but we haven't used them. I don't know if teachers for sure have used them in the classrooms or not.
Okay. So last year, some of you that were signed up last year, you qualified for tablets for some of your classrooms. So I'd encourage you that if you were one of those programs to get those and they're not being utilized for that, which is what they were for, to maybe share this with them and to encourage them to use, you know, kind of look at their videos and see how they could use those in the classroom. But I really also like when we were talking about how you could do more intentional instruction virtually, which I think Teddy just gave us some really great examples, so that if it ends up having to be that, which so far we're doing okay since school's been back, but just being able to extend this virtually too. So anything that you guys have done in, like, could build on what Teddy showed us today that you found was successful that you want to share out? So quiet today. I will just share one thing that I do know. I had a group reach out to me. They were going to host a virtual dance party for their family engagement activity. So they asked me if I could look up some videos and give me 10 that they could maybe then utilize to build on that. So I did find some videos. I believe that they sent them out maybe before or after they had their actual dance party, but then they utilized the gross motor skill poster out of a Give Me 10 that I suggested, and families got that. So if you do have something in mind and you don't have time to look up videos, or if you just want some suggestions, let me know. I do think they had a pretty good success rate with that. They videoed some of their kiddos having that dance party. It was a really good time. So building on things like that, sharing out when we do our monthly trainings of what you did for family engagement, how it worked, and how you incorporated Ready Rosie would be really good. And I'm just going to put some people on the spot now and just ask, have any of you guys done family engagement in January at all yet? No. Anybody have anything planned in February?
Well, I do now, Shauna.
Good. Well, I mean, and that's part of the reason why I want to share out, so that you guys don't always have to come up with ideas on your own.
Yeah.
So I'm glad. And if that's something that you can utilize and do, I'm going to encourage you to do so. And then maybe next month you could be the one to share out to say, hey, it worked or it didn't work, or we did this and this was really great. I do think their next planned family engagement is family yoga. I don't know exactly how it's going to go, but I also gave them some videos about breathing. And I think we did on the Give Me 10, the social emotional one, controlling your emotions, because yoga is really good about calming. Absolutely. So I don't know how they're going to incorporate that, but that is their next family engagement opportunity. So if you need some ideas, those are two, but I would really encourage you that if you do family engagement, write it down, share it with me so I can share it out with the group.
Yeah. And I think the important thing about this is that basically nobody has time to recreate the wheel, especially right now we're still in the crazy. And so I think that, you know, if you do something and you're a little like, well, I'm not going to share that, that's dumb, or I'm sure everybody's doing that. They're not doing it. And so if you don't feel comfortable sharing it, email Shauna or email me and we'll share it out. Because, you know, the bigger list that you guys can have, the easier this will be, you know, so that when February comes and you're like, oh, we've got to do a family engagement. Oh, hey, so-and-so did a dance party. Let's see how they did it, and let's do it, you know. So, so if you don't feel comfortable sharing on the Zoom, let Shauna or I know via email, and we'll share on your behalf. So,
I was going to mention in Hall County what we're doing in February. It's not like this, but in fact, I was just working on that promotion this afternoon because April is waiting on my flyers to get out to our programs. But we are doing, we're promoting getting the communication back and forth between the providers and the parents. So having those conversations surrounding the videos that are being sent out. So that's where we're starting, and we're promoting it by having a book incentive.
Good.
For both parents and the classroom providers.
Good. Very good.
You can report back next month and let us know how that went then, Saffron.
Yeah.
We'll be watching.
Will do.
Yeah, and take some screenshots or, you know, actual pictures if they're going to be, you know, live or whatever, so that we can share. And then with permission, we share it out through Ready Rosie too. So anyway, that would be great. Very good.
If there are no other questions, I'm going to keep us moving so we can get everybody off in time, and maybe with a little extra time at the end too. I just have a couple of things. Teddy has agreed to do kind of a Ready Rosie introduction session Thursday at 4:30. So if you have new teachers who have just not been able to get on yet and need to get to that kind of Ready Rosie 101 training, we'll be doing that Thursday. Let me know. I can resend the links out. Or if you're a new administrator to your community, if you're a new early childhood community coordinator, and you've been assigned the Ready Rosie district manager and you do not know anything about Ready Rosie, this would be a great one to hop onto and listen. So just encouraging you Thursday at 4:30. We will probably record that so that if I get any new requests, we'll send that one back out afterwards too. Besides that, if anybody wants to suggest any future trainings that you would like for us to consider in the next couple months, you can share that out too. I'll give you a few minutes if you want to. Then Teddy and I can start kind of talking about how we're going to do that or where we'll put it in on the calendar. We'll go from there because I do want this to be valuable to you. So if you have ideas, please share that out now. If not, we're going to sign off. Quiet group. It's Monday, I think, maybe, and the weather. Teddy, I don't know if you guys know, but it's 70 degrees in Dallas. So she's
I am complaining, but I'm trying not to complain. So.
All right. Well, you guys can email myself or Teddy at any time. If you do think of ideas, we will be happy to entertain them because, like I said, we want this to be valuable training for you, for the center directors, preschool directors, and home child care providers you're working with, and the teachers that are all working under them. So thank you so much. After that, good night.
Bye. Have a nice evening.